What if the villain we all feared was actually the true hero of the story? Welcome back, movie lovers. Today we are breaking down the magical, tragic, and highly misunderstood origin of Oz's most notorious witch. The citizens of Munchkinland celebrate the demise of the Wicked Witch, but Glinda pauses to explain that wickedness has a childhood. We discover Elphaba was born green after her mother drank a mysterious green elixir with a traveling stranger. As a child, Elphaba is constantly mocked and ostracized by other children for her green skin. Years later, Glinda is asked if it is true that she was actually friends with the infamous witch. Glinda hesitates before reflecting back on their school days together at Shiz University. We meet Bach, a hopeful munchkin who tries to introduce himself to the glamorous Glinda. Upon arriving at Shiz, Elphaba is already defensive because everyone is staring at her appearance. Governor Throp arrives to send off his favorite, wheelchair-bound daughter, Nessarose, while ignoring Elphaba. Elphaba introduces herself dryly to Madame Morrible, the head of sorcery, who assumes she is just a helper. When Elphaba loses her temper and triggers a massive display of uncontrolled magic, Madame Morrible is astonished. Morrible offers Elphaba private sorcery lessons, realizing her raw potential is unlike anything seen in generations. Elphaba is overjoyed, believing that meeting the wizard will finally make her accepted and loved. Meanwhile, Glinda writes a letter complaining about being paired with such an bizarre roommate. The two girls find themselves in an immediate state of deep, mutual animosity. They express their mutual hatred, with the entire student body taking Glinda's side against Elphaba. In history class, Dr. Dillamond, a goat professor, explains his biological limits and notes that animals are being mistreated. Dillamond warns Elphaba that a dark force is taking away the animal's ability to speak. He reveals that silencing speech is the easiest way to control and oppress a population. Outside, Elphaba bumps into Fiero, a carefree and shallow prince who has been kicked out of multiple schools. Fiero charms the student body by advocating for a life completely free of stress, thought, or responsibility. Bach, desperately hoping to impress Glinda, agrees to take Nessarose to the Ozdist ballroom dance instead. Nessarose is thrilled, mistakenly believing Bach asked her out of genuine attraction, thanks to Glinda. Glinda plays a cruel prank on Elphaba by giving her a hideous black hat to wear to the party. At the dance, Bach tries to be nice to Nessarose, who is deeply touched by his apparent kindness. Morrible delivers a training wand to Glinda, admitting she only did so because Elphaba begged her to. Elphaba enters the ballroom wearing the pointed black hat, immediately drawing mock and laughter. The students whisper and point as Elphaba begins dancing alone, ignoring their cruel judgment. Later, the roommates bond as Elphaba reveals she blames herself for her sister's disability and her mother's death. Feeling guilty, Glinda decides to give Elphaba a complete social makeover. Glinda claims she simply has to help those who are less fortunate than her. She teaches Elphaba how to flirt, dress, and fit into the popular crowd. Glinda places a pink flower in Elphaba's hair, declaring that pink and green look beautiful together. The next day, a new professor arrives to show off a metal cage meant to lock up animals. The presenter claims the caged lion cub is perfectly happy, but Elphaba is horrified by the cruelty. In a panic, Elphaba accidentally freezes the classroom, allowing her and Fiero to steal the lion cub and set it free. Elphaba realizes she is falling for Fiero, but bitterly accepts that he will always choose Glinda over her. Suddenly, Madame Morrible delivers an invitation from the wizard himself, summoning Elphaba to the Emerald City. In honor of Dr. Dillamond, Glinda announces she is changing her name to match his pronunciation. Glinda and Elphaba travel together, marveling at the sights and grandeur of the Emerald City. A theater play recites the legend of the Grimiri, a book of magic only a true sorcerer can read. The wizard meets Elphaba, claiming he only wants to make the citizens of Oz happy. Morrible appears and presents the Book of Spells, asking Elphaba to test her powers on a monkey. Elphaba realizes the spell gave the monkey wings to serve as a spy to hunt down innocent animals. When Elphaba refuses to cooperate, Madame Morrible immediately frames her as an evil witch to the public. Cornered in a tower, Elphaba decides to cast a levitation spell on her broom and make her escape. She rejects the lies of Oz, choosing to rely on her own instincts rather than live a life of fake approval. Elphaba begs Glinda to join her, but Glinda chooses her own safety and ambition over the truth. The two friends share a tearful goodbye, knowing they may never see each other the same way again. Rising high above her captors, Elphaba declares that no one, not even the wizard, will ever bring her down. And that is how the legend of the Wicked Witch was born. Let me know what you thought of this epic ending in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.